Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Welcome to this week's episode of Kill Me Now. This is my new newscaster voice. Kill Me Now with Judy Gold and
That's me.
yeah.
Thanks, boss.
All right, so Lauren, I'm very excited about our guest today.
Me too. I have always had a crush on her my whole life.
Everyone with the fucking crush. Every fucking person
No,
that
not
comes...
everyone. But yes, this one.
Okay. Today we have as a guest Christine Joan Taylor Stiller.
I love that you have the full name.
I know, I did that!
I can't believe you don't have my confirmation name in there.
What is it?
Mary.
So it's Christine Joan Mary Taylor Jew Stiller.
What's your slave name?
I can't. Where did you get that?
I do my research and I do research, yeah. Christine Taylor is here, ladies and gentlemen. Christine, Marsha, Brady, Zoolander, Taylor, Ben Stiller. Okay.
Poster on my wall.
All right, listen. First of all, I've been dying to have you on because you fucking crack me the fuck up, okay?
I don't even know how that's possible. I feel like you are the one that makes me laugh, and then I just come back with a response
Yeah,
that
and it's good.
makes you chuckle or annoys you.
No, I love you. Now,
Sounds about right.
shut up.
Yes, boss.
Christine and I met. Where did we meet? Oh, I'm kidding. So Christine and I met doing the Munsters movie. Was Here Come the Munsters.
What year was that?
I don't know, but I was thinner. I was much thinner.
So was I.
Yeah, I know.
You're
No,
both
I'm kidding.
ridiculous.
Oh, by the way,
Right.
Lauren, we don't really pay attention. You know, Lauren's a trans. We already I feel like I have to explain it to everyone.
Lauren is beautiful.
Oh, God.
Lauren
Vomit.
looks
That's going on
Lauren
our
is so
website.
cool.
Oh, God. You've been fucking.
And by the way, because I only got emails from Lauren about her being your...
No, he. I know. Change the fucking name.
Okay.
You can call me whatever you want.
Gross.
It's Hennessy.
Oh, yeah. Now we're
It's
just
Hennessy,
using...
right? But it came in as Lauren Hennessy, but then
Yeah.
it was signed Hennessy, and I had no idea what to expect.
Right. Well, now you know what it is.
Great.
It's
I'm a
big
transformer.
fucking glass
What
of beer.
What it
All right.
is? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So Christine and I
Yeah.
met doing...
That's my pronoun.
I hear a voice. I don't know what... Did you
Sorry
hear
about that.
something?
Nope.
Oh, you're not going to play along?
No,
No, I didn't hear a voice.
Oh, because I heard feedback or something.
I didn't hear anything.
Something.
There it is again. I didn't hear anything. Did you hear
shit.
that?
I'll check on
Oh,
that.
shit. I'll check on that. Did you hear that? All right. Anyway, so we met doing Here Come the Monsters with Ed Herman.
Yes.
When he died, he was so nice and classy.
So sweet.
And you, of course, played the normal.
Right, the only normal.
Right. And
Marilyn Munster.
yeah, and I played Ed's sister.
Yeah, you were like Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Right.
And they made a fake, you know, like they do the head. Remember that? And I was like, oh my God, that's me dead. Like, that is me. It was really creepy.
Jarring.
Yeah. But we had fun.
We had so much
I know.
fun. I remember because I had done the Brady Bunch already.
And I met you at the Brady Bunch because I'm friends with Henriette.
Henriette.
And so I came and all right, so a lot of, I have been obsessed. I know you're obsessed with the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
I am beyond obsessed. Like, Like, I can't even fucking tell you. But anyway, so...
She wrote a whole show about it.
That I never knew. I
Oh
feel
my God.
You probably downplayed it to me because you never.
I thought you were
I
cool.
could go episode to episode.
Oh, I
with
can
you
go
in
episode.
a
And I wrote a
Brady
thing for the
battle.
New York Times when Sherwood Schwartz died.
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's right,
did?
bitches. So, wait. So I just have to say, because before we get to our Brady bunch off,
Okay.
all right. So So you know how they have the hashtag 62 million girls, because the 62 million girls cannot go to school in the world. So they're having people who actually have blue check marks next to their names on Twitter, unlike me. People who are verified. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm in fucking high school on Twitter. It's like
I don't know. I'm not
everyone
on Twitter.
knows me.
I don't know what.
And
any
I
of
can't
it
get a
means.
blue check. And the fucking
You're not missing
What
it's
is a blue check? I
it
have
means
no
verified.
idea.
It means like you're, I just don't, I mean, like people I don't even know who have like a YouTube video have blue. Anyway, but it's kind of cool because, anyway, the point
Oh my
is.
gosh, it seems so stressful. To
It's
me.
just
Twitter
so
seems very stressful to me.
Shut up. You because you don't have to do it, Christine. There's a lot you don't have to do.
Okay. All right.
Number one, Mustafa. But here's the thing.
It's just.
So
All right.
when I look at you,
Yeah.
and I'm sure other people, so were you popular in high school?
Yes.
Okay. So here's my thing, is that I don't, all the
I'm not
girls
saying
that
that's
were,
a great thing, but I'm saying yes.
I know, because you're fucking perfect, and it's annoying. So you went to Catholic school, right?
Yes. 12 years of Catholic school.
How did that affect you?
It's all I knew. I mean, I think I knew one kid at school whose parents were divorced. Like, just to give you an
Wow.
idea. And that was sort of
Oh my God.
Megan's parents
They're
are divorced. And
Stay
she
away
lives
from
with her
them.
mom and doesn't know her dad. Like, it was. And
Was it like, was Megan popular or everyone like,
yeah, she was popular. I mean, here's the thing. I feel
where's
like.
Megan now?
Here's the great story about
Yeah.
her, and I doubt she'll be listening to this, but she became
Oh,
sort
that's
of
nice.
my arch. No, I just don't think.
All right, go ahead.
Well, she'll hear about it.
Has
Yeah.
nothing to do with
What's her
you.
last name?
No, I
It's gonna
no,
happen.
I'm not.
All right, go.
Megan.
So
The
Megan
The
from
point
high
is
school.
Megan, we met in elementary school, and we all sort of moved up to the same high school, Catholic school, and we were friends in 6th grade, like 6th and 7th grade, and then
the
as
worst
we
years.
the horrible. But she was
For
a little
girls.
more forward moving, and like I remember we tried to smoke once outside in her backyard.
God.
I know. I mean, this is
Pot
huge.
or cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
All right.
This was huge for Catholic school
Right.
for Allentown, Pennsylvania, in a box. Repressed Catholics
Right.
everywhere.
How many lesbians?
Lauren!
I'm so sorry.
What have we
I'm
talked
sorry.
about?
You're right. I'm sorry.
I've had many discussions about the interruptions. Go.
We became sort of enemies in high school.
So you tried to smoke with
Yeah, we yes. She was the
Megan.
one that was like she had just moved from another
How did
place.
you become enemies?
We became enemies because I think the guy that liked me, who was the star of the basketball team,
Oh, God,
was someone
vomit.
I know it's so cliche and crazy.
Were
He-
you a cheerleader?
No, in fact,
Oh, good.
the drama is that I was a cheerleader in elementary, like in middle school, and then I auditioned for the school play in high school.
Oh, and of course got the lead.
No, I didn't, but it conflicted with the cheerleading
Oh
tryouts.
God,
so they
that's a big problem.
They gave a separate tryout to the people who were in the play, and I didn't make it, and all my friends made it, and it was the most.
Why didn't you make it?
I don't know.
You know why? Because Megan
Megan wasn't a cheerleader.
was
though.
smoking with the coach of the.
I feel
Megan
like
was
this-
having an affair. Is Megan a lesbian now?
No,
Okay, go.
Megan married the sweetest guy, and the sort of, and this, by the way,
Are they divorced?
No, they're
Okay, go.
together, and they are.
You're
I
worse than
actually
I am.
went to my senior prom with him. We
wait.
were friends.
She married the guy you went to the senior prom with.
Yes. This story is so ridiculous,
I
but
love it.
it's very. It's apropos because I have a daughter who's 13 now,
Mm-hmm.
who deals with a lot of different kids and energies and people that like annoy her so deeply that she comes home in tears.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it has nothing to do like it's all just because she's letting it annoy her. So I use this story to say I had a girl, and she was really tough to deal with, and she made my life miserable through high school. And then years later, when we went back for some reunion, I didn't go back to my reunion, but I went back to do some event for the school.
Allentown?
In
Yes.
Allentown. Went to the St.
Big poster, alumni, Christine Taylor.
Oh, by the way,
Christine Joan Mary Taylor Stiller.
not to sort of listen, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am in the Lehigh Valley Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Sorry,
is
guys.
fucking not fair.
Sorry, guys.
I'm not even in my high school Hall of Fame.
Well, your high school should have a Hall of Fame.
I think they do, but you know what? I fucking hated it so much. You know, you had
What
Megan.
town did you grow up in?
Clark, New Jersey.
Well, Clark should have the Clark, New Jersey Hall of Fame.
She talks
And
shit
I
about
think
it.
they do. I think they do. But it's like every day when I walked into my high school,
Yeah.
all I heard was Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Orca, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Orca.
Oh,
So
that's
I know. And you had
horrible.
fucking Megan. Big deal. You were fucking in the school play. I was in Guys and Dolls in 7th grade. Okay?
Who'd you
And
play?
guess, you want to know who I played?
Who?
Sarah Arvide. We've got to close down the mission. That's who I played. That is the okay. Plus, I was in
Did
the
you
orchestra.
get to be in this ensemble numbers?
Follow the fold.
Yeah, I mean, I also played in the orchestra, so I'd go back and forth.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, that probably wasn't cool then, but that's so cool now.
I know, isn't it fantastic?
It's not fair.
I know, but and all the mean girls, and it was just clicky. It was Welcome to the Dollhouse,
Right.
All right, and
Right,
you're at,
right.
what was the name of your high school? Saint whatever.
Allentown Central Catholic High School.
Oh, really?
Allentown
And
Central
we're
Catholic.
living here in Allentown Central Catholic High School. And Megan is a big bitch. Okay. But overall, your high school experience was...
I didn't love it. I really.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why? Yeah.
Why? Because I felt like all I cared about was, especially sort of before, because I started doing commercials like when I was a junior in high school.
Vomit.
I
Yeah.
started doing some professional stuff. That
Did you have to drive into New York City?
Yes.
Did your mother take you?
My mom drove me.
How was she in the waiting room? Because when I go on auditions and I see the mothers and the kids, and the mothers are like, "Don't say it like that. Look over here. You have something," and I'm like, "Oh my god, leave the fucking kid alone."
My
All right.
mom was so naive and like we would drive in.
Whose idea was it?
It was someone who saw me in a play in Fiddler on the Roof in Allentown. And
Oh, wait, for Catholic high school, you did Fiddler on the
it was.
Roof?
I did Fiddler on the Roof in high school, and then the next year I did it as a community theater
All right, wait,
production. The Irish Catholic.
wait. Your Catholic high school did
Yes.
Fiddler on the Roof.
It's still a classic.
directed by a priest, Father Donahue. Yes.
Where is Father Donahue right now?
I don't know, but he was cool. He was the
I
cool
bet.
priest that got the football team to come in and
Yeah, I
do the
bet
big
he got the
ensemble
football
numbers.
team.
That's awesome.
I
That's-
guess he
and
got
that
the
made the-
football team. He got him in the locker room. That's where he went and told them they were going to do the big number. All right, wait a minute.
Yes.
So, first of all, are you
Shay.
fucking kidding me that they did Fiddler?
I swear on my life.
Who did the Jewy accent?
There are some talented performers.
My
in Allentown.
acting teacher, Richard Niles, said, "You don't gotta be Jewish to play a Joe."
Wow, he's brilliant. You should really fucking go back to him. All right, so anyway, go ahead.
No, it was and I
so
played
you-
the same role both times.
What role?
Chava,
Obviously.
Chava.
the one who runs off with the Russian.
I know.
Yes.
The badass.
Yes, she's the badass,
Yeah.
and she has some sort of dance solo, and I wasn't really a dancer.
All right,
But-
whatever.
But I
wasn't a
did sing
dancer, but then I
Matchmaker.
started getting commercials. Go ahead. I just auditioned for Fiddler on
Broadway?
Broadway to play Yenta,
Really?
and I didn't get it.
I think you should get it.
I know I was good, but I think honestly, I think I'm really tall. Go.
You are tall, but you're a great musical theater performer.
That. Oh.
And that is the truth. And that's not just buttering you up.
You don't gotta be able to sing to be a
All
musical
right,
theater
all right.
performer.
Shut up! I'm not. You. How many times
Is
are we
this
gonna have
what
a
it's like on
discussion?
Howard Stern? Like, are you the Robin to Howard?
Supposed to be,
Okay.
but doesn't have any respect. Like, I'm like, shut up. I am going to lead the interview. And then it's just like, Sheket Bavakasha. Mac Weldon, undies, t-shirts and long sleeve t-shirts. So it's all this. They use this all natural fabric with a little bit of silver in it, so it never smells, and they never roll the fabric. So it's never like that rolled up.
It doesn't wrinkle.
It doesn't wrinkle, and it fits your body perfect. Like it just lays. I hit my hand on the thing, but it just lays on your body like it really is, and it's so soft.
Strong enough for a woman, but made for a man.
JudyGold.com.
Yeah.
/Mac.
Code
Okay.
Code is kill me.
for how much?
20% off, bitches.
Nice.
That's it. JudyGold.com /Mac. MAC.
K.
MAC.
K.
K. Mac Weldon. Kill me. All right. So then you start doing commercials with your mother.
Yeah, but my mom.
Wait. Who saw you?
A local talent manager in Allentown whose daughter had been on the show Give Me a Break with Mel Carter.
I didn't know Allentown was a bastion of, young
There's
talent. Go ahead.
there's some stuff brewing
So he
there.
says,
Or she said, would you ever consider going into New York and auditioning for a commercial or something
and
like
what
that?
did you do?
You
ran home to your mother?
No, my mom was with me, and
Oh.
it sounded like a fun idea, and nothing was happening at the
Right.
time. I was also on in the summers, I was on a swimming and diving team. I was a competitive diver.
Oh my God, you are making me sick.
What is this? Is
Because
just I lived the most traditional, weird suburban. It was
Right,
a very sheltered.
I know, but what were your problems? Megan? And what bathing suit you were going to wear for the diving
You find
thing?
out about the problems later when you realize nobody
First of
in
all,
your family
you know why
talks
I
about
can never
anything.
be. You know why I can never be a professional swimmer or diver.
Why?
A, I couldn't, but B, because they interview you in your bathing suit.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. That's really, but there were no interviews. I mean, this was like a local Allentown
what was
meet.
your best dive thing?
It was not a high board. It was not like platform diving. It
What
was like
was it?
springboard. I mean, I was really, I mastered the basics, but I wasn't high degree of difficulty dives. There was
did you do...
Anne-Marie Galante was a high degree of difficulty
And where's
diver.
Anne-Marie
I don't know where she is, but I did manage to
She
beat her
drowned.
in the championship.
That's where she is. She drowned. Go ahead. Did you beat her?
I beat her. I beat her in the championships doing my very sort of simple, I did a good, inward dive that you do it perfectly and you get high scores, but she would try to go for the really crazy things, and if you didn't land
do it
those,
perfect. Yeah.
then
So she took risks and you went the safe way.
I went safe, and that paid off for me.
Now, did she hate you too?
No, I didn't know her that well because she was from a different club.
She's from
or
the different.
She was
cool.
from a different school.
All right.
Entirely.
Oh,
It
shit
wasn't
with
the
this
school.
fucking mic. All right. So then.
I feel, is this interesting to
Yes.
anybody?
Oh my God, it's fascinating. Okay, so then you go to commercial. You go into commercial. Your mother drives you to New York.
I remember getting the phone call during a diving meet saying there's a Burger King commercial. Could you
But
drive
there were no
in?
cell phones.
No, we got the message,
home.
got home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to tell
Exactly.
people this because they don't
No,
fucking know
that's
it.
right. This was 1987.
Okay.
Maybe 7 or 88.
Right.
Yeah, no cell phones. You would leave a message on.
I
the
know, and it was
person's-
so nice because when you were with someone, you were with someone.
I know.
You
I
had
know.
something to look forward to when you
Nothing,
came home.
nothing our kids can understand
I know.
today at all. At all.
They have no concept of anticipation.
Zero.
Whoa.
I mean,
Zero.
isn't that deep?
It's heavy.
Yes.
really deep.
Like Carly Simon, that anticipation.
That song, yes.
They cannot
the
get
Heinz
it. Go.
ketchup
Yeah.
commercial. No, so we got the call, and it was like, can you get into the New York City sometime between now and Friday, and we'll set it up. And it
The
was
audition.
Yeah, the audition
For Burger King.
a Burger King commercial.
All right, and what was
And
it?
I was used to doing community theater auditions where you're
All
in
right,
a room.
blah, blah, blah,
No, but
yeah.
they were really intense because
Right.
everybody in the
It's like waiting for Guffman.
Your peers would watch you. Yes,
Right.
it's 100%.
Right.
day of the show, y'all. It's one of the best movies ever.
Yes,
by the way.
I love that movie.
Oh
Go.
my God. And so we drove in 2 hours, parked the car at the like you go through the Lincoln Tunnel and you park the car.
Yeah.
We took a cab and I go up for the audition and it took like 3 minutes. It was like the least invasive.
So
you go into a room by yourself.
Anticlimactic. I know.
There's the
What
big,
was the commercial? Do you remember the?
Of course.
What
would you expect to pay for 2 flame-broiled Burger King burgers? $3? $5? How about $1?
All right, let's try it again.
And then I say it would leave you speechless. And guess what? I got the commercial.
No, you didn't. You are
I
fucking.
swear on my life. I swear to God, the first audition.
Who was it? Who was in there?
Nobody was in the room when I went in.
It was a recording thing.
No. No. Someone videotaped it, but it wasn't
Right.
for producers or anything.
Right.
I think they put me on first refusal. That was
That was the first thing.
That was
like,
the
hold on,
right.
we get to refuse you,
Right.
So don't do anything, book any other jobs.
And I don't think I had to go in and audition again. I think they just weaned people
you.
down. And that was it. And that was the.
And that's been the story of your life, pretty much.
Oh my God!
Shut
it
up, Judy.
Changed so much. After
Okay,
that.
so you
Would
did the Burger
stop?
King commercial, and
I
you
did
were a
that.
junior in high school.
Yes, and
And
then
then-
it was a big national commercial, and that's where high school got tricky because the minute that commercial came out,
You were the Burger King girl.
for like a little girl in Allentown, and there's not famous. Like it was just I was in the newspaper, and there were little stories about me,
Right.
and everybody was seeing me on this commercial. And that's where Megan and some other girls decided,
Oh, we
she's
fucking
not
hate
as
her.
cool as she thinks she
Yeah.
is. So we'll
That's called jealousy.
we'll mess with her. We'll sort of
All right,
make
so
her life
what did
miserable.
Megan do? Because there's no Facebook then, so
There was no
like,
Facebook,
There's
no.
no internet bullying.
Thank
so
God.
what?
No, it was at the time I had the basketball player boyfriend who was like the star player, and he was going to be going to play college basketball. Where did he play?
Yeah.
He went to Duke to play basketball. Yes.
Wait, was he on the team?
Yeah, they won the
Name.
His name.
Name, please.
Bill McCaffrey.
Wow.
He played for Duke for a couple of years, then he transferred. But the point is he and I had this sort of we were
Did you have
together.
sex?
Yes.
You did in the Catholic? All right,
Yes,
go.
in high school, but
Oh
we were
my
very
God.
on and off. And he would travel and go look at colleges. And I went to a party one night at a boy's house, another guy's house, with another friend, and stayed really late. And didn't tell any. Like it was that thing where I probably shouldn't have been there if he
Right.
was my boyfriend,
Right,
even
right.
though nothing happened with the other
Right.
guy. But I was there till very late. And Megan.
Bill. Oh, Megan told Bill?
Told everybody that I was there, and I think I had lied to him about it and said I wasn't there, that I was asleep when he tried to call. And listen, I am as responsible, but Megan
is
and
a
everyone turned
fucking
against
asshole.
me
Yeah.
because he was like the superstar of the school.
So it was all like, oh my God,
Yeah.
did you hear what Christine did to Bill? Ever since she got that Burger King commercial, she thinks she is. Fuck her. You know what? Bill can do so much better than Christine.
Absolutely.
All right, so then what happened?
Like Megan.
That's it. I mean, that's the story of high school and how
So
then the
upsetting.
last couple of years of high school for me were so. It was.
Well, you were in the big city now, so you don't need that shit.
Yeah, but I was like going back and forth,
Right.
and I just felt like the group of friends that I was in was very catty and nasty and talking.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Mean
were like
girls,
maybe
yeah.
yeah. I mean a version of that definitely. And there was the girl that was like the copycat girl, and they were just like
Right.
it was so, and it just wasn't because I was in the school play. That was the nerdier group of
Right.
kids. So I also
you
had
got
friends.
a taste of everyone.
Yes. So I had that sort of, you
Okay.
know.
So then you graduate high school.
I graduated high school, but in the meantime, had gotten a TV show for Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Hey, dude.
Called
Hey, dude. Yeah.
right? Where
Better watch out for
Hey,
them jackrabbits and the man-eating cacti.
that's part of the theme song.
Yeah, I know.
As you're staring daggers.
But I'm singing "Hey Dude," and I get cut off by the wheel.
Fanboy.
Whatever. Go ahead.
no, so I did. I went to do that show, to do the pilot in the beginning of my senior year, and it got picked up.
Oh God, everyone must have fucking hated. Like, when,
listen,
all right,
I
here's
was-
my question.
Yeah.
No, then everyone
Yeah.
was your friend, right?
Right. No, I want. This is my question, and it's a very.
I never
important
thought we were
one.
going to be talking about my high school
I
career.
just am, because you know why? Because I had the worst experience. So let me
Right.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you went up to get your diploma at graduation,
yeah.
did you get a lot of claps?
I mean, I don't,
Yes, you did.
I don't remember. I think everybody got a lot of claps.
No, not
I
everyone
didn't-
did.
People-
That's what I'm saying to you.
In
Some
our
people
school-
got a smattering of.
This isn't about you, Christine.
Yeah.
I don't even have a memory. I remember because
Right,
I was
you
doing
didn't
the
need
show.
to remember that.
But I flew back for my graduation.
Oh, did
I don't
you? Okay, so you're doing Hey Dude.
Yes.
And you fly. Wait, were you a good student?
I was a pretty good. I mean, here's the thing. I was a good
was so
student.
hard with
no,
all the,
I was a good
activities.
student,
Yeah.
but I killed myself and I was miserable because I would procrastinate and I'd stay up really late and I'd
God,
work
that's
really
so
hard.
sad.
And I look at what my brother's high school life was, and he did fine. Like I got A's, he got like B's and C's, but he would come home with a folder. He was like he was a happy kid. I was
you're
a
an
stress
actor.
case. I was a
Right,
stress
but
case.
you worked hard. Okay, so
Yeah.
then you're on Hey Dude.
Yeah, and I don't know.
That was many years.
That was
3 years. or
2
no?
years
Yeah,
and
well, that's-
65 episodes.
Well, that's long for a TV.
yeah.
All right.
I'd gotten into. I kept deferring college because I was gonna go to NYU.
Yeah.
And
So you'd gotten into NYU.
I'd gotten into NYU, just not in the
just regular.
Tisch. Yes, just the regular, liberal
What were you
arts
going to
program.
study?
I was going to just study liberal arts and then try to audition on the side, be in the
Sick of
city.
you already. Go ahead.
I told you you
But-
should not have asked me
I
to
know.
do this.
All right. So then, Hey Dude. Then what? Then Hey Dude gets canceled. Do you cry?
No, because
Okay.
I was ready for it to be. I was living in Tucson, Arizona,
I know,
on and off
yes.
for 2 years as an underage person, where there was no we couldn't
Was
go to
your mother
bars.
there?
No, they did. They had guardians for us, which
Ew.
I say it in quotes because it
Did
was
you get
like
to drink or anything?
I was such a clean cut kid. I feel like we drank beers one night, maybe,
Right.
but there were
God.
I was not. I was really so.
Miss Perfect.
Sheltered
Yeah,
and clean
okay.
cut, and
all right, so
I
that
looking
ends.
back. I hate myself.
I hate you too. Looking
Really-
back, I hate you too.
I
Go.
really dressed ridiculous. I was so preppy and
Yeah.
ridiculous, and
Okay, now you get so Hey Dude's over.
So Hey Dude's over, and I had met at the time, like through one of the directors of the show, a girl that I worshipped who was on a soap opera here in New York, Martha Byrne. Mm-hmm. And she was on As the World Turns, and she was like, she was maybe a year or two older than me, but the storyline was the young loves on that soap opera. And so this director had known her and introduced me to her. And when the show ended, she was looking for a roommate in LA because she had moved to LA to pursue other things. And so she and I ended up becoming roommates.
To get how was she older than you?
Like a year, like
okay.
2 years older.
Okay.
But so I was 19 and she was 21, and that's why it was a big deal because she could
She
go
was
to bars
21,
and
yeah.
she could, and they
And where'd you get an apartment?
it West Hollywood,
Okay.
Like-
why do you get annoyed with me?
Harper Street, because
She's answering you the same way you're asking her.
It seems so
all right.
boring.
No,
to me.
I love it. I love that
You do. Does anybody else listening
Don't you
care
think
about this?
Yes, everyone's gonna love it. All right, so then
People
you're
are-
in LA.
Yes.
People are stupid.
Shut up, Lauren. You're in LA.
in LA for then the next 20 years. I never.
And you got a lot of work.
But it took so much time. It was a harsh reality to be on a TV series for 2 years.
And then
it was super
nothing.
low budget TV
Right.
series, but I could saved up a lot of money.
But you got
And it
in
was
the first
super
And I'd done
popular.
commercials, and so I'd had money.
right, and you had gotten a lot of work in the beginning. Like it was
In the
like you got
beginning-
your first thing, and you got so you.
But it was like I got in the first couple weeks I lived in LA an episode of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, you always get something when you first get there.
But you get
and then
paid
right.
$1,500 to
Right.
do your guest spot on
Right.
Saved by the Bell, and then I don't get another job for 4 months.
Right.
So, but I was living as if I was still on the series.
Oh, I know.
I was a kid. I had
You
no
have no
concept of money. So I
And
would
you
go to
know-
the ATM, and my parents were monitoring it all, and they were super supportive of me doing it, thankfully. But I remember at one point my dad sort of, had the conversation with me that was sort of like, you kind of are done. We went through the money,
Right.
So it's up to you. Like, do
Now
you
you
want to
got-
keep doing this? Do you want? And then it was sort of around that time that I was considering leaving and going back to NYU, and it was right around the time that I did the Real Live Brady Bunch,
Right.
where I filled in.
I love that. I saw it in a basement here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, in New York City. Or maybe I was in LA. I don't know.
Because it started in Chicago, right?
Did I saw it in Chicago?
That's what I was going to say. The
I
Soloway,
was working.
Jill Soloway.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking, This is because I was
most
obsessed.
Brilliant thing. I
Right, and
remember
I'm
reading
obsessed.
about it. And I know.
And I had to. I was like, oh my god, oh my god,
It's a real episode.
Right.
I know. I was the same
So
way.
like you'd come home. Now I watched it on Friday nights.
Right.
It was on, and my siblings used to make. Why do you have to say? Why? And I was obsessed. Like when Greg got sideburns, I was like, oh my god, Greg has sideburns.
You can't.
And
Even. By the way, there's things that I still will like in real life, and I got to do a lot of her mannerisms and things that like Marcia-isms, you know, the way she would say
Say
weird
school.
things.
Wait, say school.
Yeah, skew.
Say it again.
Skew.
All right, wait a minute. Here's the. I won a Cable Ace Award, and she gave me the Cable Ace Award.
Shut
and I
up.
was like, oh my god, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Oh
yes.
my God.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So
No, but there was one episode. Do you remember the episode where they're all scaring each other?
yes.
And that's when the ghost thing comes out in the attic. But
Yeah.
then they were trying, and then that's what, like Carol made a bust or something.
Right,
of Mike,
right.
And they mistook it for some, like it was all sorts of hijinks. But they
Right.
were trying to ask. Alice was like, "I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid. There's
Right.
nothing that scares me." And Marcia says, "Well, what about werewolves?"
Yeah.
Says that. I swear. What about werewolves? Isn't the word werewolves? But she said werewolves.
Where's she
and
from?
I can't. And it's my favorite. So I still.
But Jan, you don't have any
Right.
friends.
Saturday night. Right. Everything was Saturday night.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so obsessed.
I met all of them. I've met most of them. I haven't met Cindy or how about after you, Cindy or Bobby.
They
But I
both did cameos in the first movie, so I did meet them. I think they got cut out. But Maureen and Eve Plum wouldn't do cameos.
I know. I'm friends with Florence Henderson.
That's
Do you
so
love her?
cool. I do love her. She is such
the
a
greatest,
sexy mama.
hot,
Well,
and
her son
she's-
thought so too.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
You know what? It's over. I'm not kidding. This is the last episode. And when I met her, because I was doing my show, The Judy Show, My
Yeah.
Life is a Sitcom, and she came and we had dinner after, to the chagrin of my friends who I had planned to have dinner with, and her manager comes over to me and says, Florence would like to have dinner with you. And I said, oh, but my friends came in from New Jersey. And she said, they'll still be your friends.
Oh shit!
And
She didn't
my
say they
friends,
could all come. She
No,
didn't-
and my friends
My God.
still to this day. Are you going to Florence Henderson me? And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up.
That's so
Meanwhile, I have my total knee replacement. I'm laying in fucking hospital. Neither of them comes
none of
to
those
visit
friends,
me. All right,
right.
yeah. So anyway,
But Florence came, right?
no, because she wasn't here. But I love her.
I do love her.
Okay,
She looks great.
She's amazing.
I make her say the C word all the time. So, okay, so you get this part, you see them. I saw it in Chicago too.
Yeah.
Jane Lynch was in it.
Jane Lynch was in it when
Yeah.
I did it in L.A. I mean, I only did it for a few weeks.
And then,
Andy Richter.
yeah. Oh, I love
Andy
him.
Richter played Mike. Jane
Right.
Lynch played Carol.
Right.
I took over for Becky.
Yeah,
Fire.
yeah.
And Sarah was in it.
Right.
Yeah. And that was the first. That was when Florence, or not when Sherwood Schwartz and Lloyd Schwartz saw me in that.
Right.
And the movie was sort of being, it was like
Talked about.
bubbling. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't happening officially, but he. I remember getting a message on my answering machine from Sherwood Schwartz.
Answering machine.
Answering machine, yes, where I could play it out loud.
Yes, and it said.
And it was, "Hi, Christine. This is Sherwood Schwartz." And I
Wait, did you freak at that point?
I flipped out.
Okay, go
and
ahead.
I wish, like, I'm sure I saved that tape at some point, but I have no idea where it is. Or
Well, give it to Lauren, and then Lauren can lose it for you. Okay, so
I've already lost it, though.
okay, but
Well, maybe I'll just find it.
yeah, I've been waiting for that. Now wait, so did you? Who'd you call first after Sherwood?
I'm sure I probably called my mother. I think my roommate was there. Like,
Yeah.
it was a big, exciting thing, and he was basically saying, "We're doing the movie at Paramount, and I think you're perfect for it, and we'll be in touch, or I'd love to have a meeting with you." I think that's what it was. It was
Right.
call me. I'd love to have a meeting, and I went to his house.
Oh my God, what was his house like?
Oh my God. So it was in Beverly Hills.
Right.
Like above sort of like where the Beverly Hills Hotel,
Right.
like up there. And it almost looked like it was a cooler, mid-century kind of cooler version of the Brady Bunch house, but it felt
You know, the
like,
Brady Bunch house in Sherman Oaks, let me tell you something. My friend Judy Toll, may she rest in peace, lived like around the corner. And I swear to God, every day,
traffic.
no, I would go
Oh, you
and
would
just sit there and stare at the house. I'm not kidding. I was so obsessed with the Brady
Oh my
Bunch.
God, I
would
love that.
sit and the door, you know, the
door.
Yeah,
The
the door.
And the family that lived inside.
I know,
was
and
just
that it
like,
wasn't
fuck.
even the fucking inside of the house, but it was the
Right,
door.
it was the
that
door.
door.
Yeah.
So many things happen at
Yeah.
that fucking door. All right, go ahead.
No, so that was the beginning
So
of
then
it
you
for
meet
me.
with Sherwood.
Yeah, and then a year goes by, or year and a half, or 2 years. Like a time went by, and I was hearing that the movie was coming up, and I
But
remember.
don't you like when you're waiting for something? Aren't you like, it's happening? No, it's not happening. And then
Yeah.
you're like, I hate myself. I have no life. Oh, but maybe this will happen. Like you're
I
fucking,
know.
you know.
And I was so naive and ignorant. Like I
Right.
think if I knew everything that I
Right.
know now, I don't even know. I would never have even started it.
Well,
honestly,
yeah.
like I would have never moved to LA. Like,
Right.
It's just it's the
Right.
toughest.
It's so
hardest,
awful.
and I mean, it really, and I had this whole group of friends, and we were all struggling actors, and like someone would get a pilot, or someone would get an episode
Right.
of something, and then the pilot would get. It was you're just like
See,
living
I feel
on.
kind of lucky that I'm a comic because, you know, I took acting classes. I really do. I still
Yeah.
get coach. I've always took acting classes, but I could, like the actors
had
would sit
something-
around. I would go
you
out
could
and do
actually
sets
make
every
something
night.
happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And stay creatively
Right, right,
stimulated.
right.
And, yeah, no,
You're a great actor, though, too. I think you're just a storyteller. Like, you're
she's
brilliant.
so good. You are so good.
Lauren, you can talk a little bit, Lauren. Thank you. All right. So, do you think the Brady Bunch was the big, you know?
It was definitely. I mean, it was a big turning point for me in my career and
Right.
my life, but it wasn't like it changed my life in the way
right.
that I think when someone's in a hit movie now, they get sort of catapulted.
Right.
You know, like a sort of unknown person, because I think people really thought I was her. Like people
Oh,
really
please,
thought
you-
that's all
I
I could
know.
do is I was an impressionist
Right.
and I was. I
You
don't
did
think
her
people.
so well.
I thank you. I feel like I was very serious
Did
about
you ever
it.
hear from her?
Well, I ended up meeting her at the premiere of the sequel.
Right.
She didn't have anything to do with the first movie,
Right.
but then it was successful,
So
and
then,
that got
yeah.
some attention for
Right.
her. So we have some pictures of ourselves on the.
Was she nice to you, or was she like Megan?
No, she was really nice. She was. She was
she like,
so
"You make fun of
nice.
me?"
No, she was so sweet.
Because she
and-
was so nice at when I won the cable.
Yeah.
Did I mention I won the cable race? I didn't know if I mentioned that.
Didn't she
Yeah.
go on that weight loss show too? The there used to be a show. God, what show was it? Not
Biggest Loser?
Not Biggest Loser.
No, Celebrity Fit Club or something?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
She went on that one
think, yeah.
season.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then everyone thinks you're Marcia now. So you
Yes.
can't get any other parts.
Well, I had a lot of opportunities, but I wasn't getting swamped with offers.
Were you
I was
dating?
big. Was I dating? Yeah. I was. The Bill McCaffrey thing had ended. That ended like. But I had
Yeah.
lived in LA for a couple of years where we were doing a long distance thing.
no way with Bill.
Yeah, I
Even
went
after
to
you
see.
stayed all
Even
night?
after he knew you were a slut
yes,
and Megan
yes.
started that. All right, go ahead.
Because we had a lot of history.
All right,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so wonderful.
Right,
So,
yeah.
right, how could he stay away?
Okay, so then you're dating.
I was dating a lot. I feel like I had a guy roommate who all of his friends
You would fuck. Okay.
I didn't
So,
go.
you're
I
a
wouldn't
slut.
say that.
All right.
But
Not a
I
slut,
did
a
make
playa.
a few rounds with his friends.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
All right, so then what's your next job?
The next job was wow. Here's what happened. Here's the good thing that came out of it. I didn't get offered tons of things, but that was at the time where TV companies were doing development deals.
Yes, I remember that. I was the only
So
one
they
who didn't get
basically
one, yeah.
pay. They would pay you.
to hold you. Right.
So I got money, but I wasn't working.
Right.
So I could live comfortably.
and I
but it
heard
wasn't
this
that.
guy was going to direct it. Some guy you knew.
Who? What?
I heard that someone was going to direct it. No?
What? Which one?
Sorry.
I don't know.
I ended up doing a few different development deals.
Oh, there
at
was one
companies.
development deal where some famous guy was going to direct it. All right. Anyway, so
Oh,
go ahead.
that you're like fast forwarding.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
So you get a development deal. Meanwhile, every comic's getting a development deal except for Les and
Now?
Jew.
Now?
No, at that point.
At that point,
and you
right.
get like $100,000 to
Right.
do nothing.
Right.
Just sit around and you can't audition
or
for
even
anything.
more. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of money at the time.
Oh, I'm so glad you got more. But then you had to only audition for that network.
You would
Yeah.
They would set you up with meetings with
Right,
writers
right,
and
right.
talk about developing something,
Right.
but it really at the end of the day
Nothing.
it never
Yeah.
amounted to anything. And so when I was doing it, so then the sequel, so I could live, and I think I did episodes of things
Mm-hmm.
in that time, but then and then we did the sequel like a year later, the sequel which I didn't want to do,
Right.
Because I felt like there was. Like,
There's no sequel.
I just and I remember like my hair was destroyed from
Right.
bleaching it so blonde.
yeah,
so
yeah.
my big request was a wig.
Right.
And
And they're like, she's a fucking diva. She wants a wig. Did you guys hear about Christine and her
I
fucking
know her wig.
wig? She is the worst.
She's the worst.
I mean, I have to do this fucking wig every day. Okay, do you know how many people I've done hair for? All right, go.
No, so we did. The sequel ended up being really fun because we went to Hawaii,
Right.
and we played out that whole
Right, I love
storyline, which
that.
I loved. The tiki,
the tiki thing,
so
doll
great.
thing.
One of the best sequels.
One of the best.
Yeah, and that because when he was on where's Greg when he was on the board, the surfboard, and we're like, oh my God, Greg's dead.
And the
All right.
sound and the
Yeah. How about the Grand Canyon? The Grand Canyon
Oh,
one. My fucking.
where they get put in the jail and they
Yes.
have to
Yeah.
put together their belts and
Yeah.
the key. Bobby,
Yeah.
Cindy. I have to go back and watch them.
Wait, they're all. I'll do it. We should do a night.
We should do a night.
That would be so.
That would make me so
Wait,
happy.
and what
I'm gonna
about
set up a camera?
Just
what about pork chops and applesauce?
that's swell.
Ain't that swell? What about when Greg lost the plans, the architectural plans?
Oh well, I mean that's the big Kings
I
Island
know.
episode where the carrying the.
Mom always said, "Don't play ball in the house." All right, go ahead.
So great, so
And
great.
the fucking 6 kids, 1 bathroom, and he was an architect. Go ahead, go.
and the fact that they made Alice wear a maid's
I
uniform.
know.
They weren't this.
I know. It was so stupid.
How
All right.
else would you know she was a maid?
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Okay. When it's time to change, you've got to rearrange who you are and what you're gonna be. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na. All right, go now.
I just had an out-of-body experience.
Really? Johnny Bravo. All right, so
so good.
anyway, so you do the sequel, and then what?
I did the sequel and
Development deals.
yeah,
then?
and during that time, I also got a series for Fox that I had to audition for.
Right.
I think that must have been where my deal called Party Girl.
Yeah, I remember.
Which was based on the movie.
Yeah, and
it
you
was
had to audition. I'm so sorry.
no, but it was like I had to audition for everything.
Right. Hello.
Really, it was like
Okay.
it just
As Barbara Streisand said, everything you do, you still audition. Go ahead.
that's it.
All right,
that's
and
really
then-
the trajectory, and then
All right.
that's when getting that series then got me another development deal.
All right, and then how'd you meet Mr. Stiller?
So I did have a development deal at the time, and he was directing a pilot called Heat, Vision, and Jack for Fox, which was
Right.
going to star Jack Black.
Right.
Before Jack was, and
I loved him. He did an episode of All American Girl when I was on All American Girl with
so
Margaret
good.
Cho. I know. And then he was like, "Hey, what's the story with you?" Like he wanted to go on a date with me, and Margaret had to tell him.
That's so sad.
I know. And now I could have been with him. And my kids are like, "What?"
You could have.
And I
Jack
was
Black
like,
could have
I
been their
know,
dad.
And he's the coolest.
Jack Black could have
greatest.
been her mom.
Sucked it up
And I could have
just-
done. I could have faked it.
Of course. There would have been a lot of
Shit.
joy and humor.
I know.
He's
I
a
couldn't
beautiful-
have done it. I'm
lots
such
of
a les.
music. No,
I know,
you're
but I'm such a les, and I don't want the thing in me. All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So he basically, I go in to audition, and it was one of those last minute things, and I went in, and he's very serious.
Yeah.
I was like, I had seen Ben, like I was a fan. I knew the
Right.
Ben Stiller show. I loved
Right.
Something About Mary.
Right.
Jack was in the
You
room.
would have been so
Oh my
good at
God.
Something about Mary.
Seriously.
She was good though.
I didn't
Catherine
say
was
she
good.
wasn't
I
good.
know.
I'm just saying, go ahead.
But I
Would've been
wasn't a
better,
big-
that's all.
She was a movie star.
I know, right,
She was
go.
not. Yeah. So
And now she's a peanut butter cup. Good night, folks. All right, go.
I just went in an audition and I remember looking at, like, I was so uncomfortable because Ben made so much
serious.
eye contact. Like,
Right.
he never stopped staring. And it was that thing of, like, it's almost disconcerting because in Hollywood, nobody looks at you when you're there.
Right,
They're always,
right.
like, looking over their shoulder to see who
Right.
better is there to talk to. So I felt like he was more serious than I thought. Then so I do the audition. I felt like it went great. And Jack
Were you
was really-
attracted to him?
I mean, listen. I've always been attracted to funny people, so I feel like
So if you were a les.
yes.
Okay, go.
Definitely.
Let's not
Humor is
please
the
her.
number
I know,
one
isn't
thing.
it? Like,
humor
all right.
in life, just in general. I know this is about talking about things that annoy us instead
No,
of my
I know,
entire
but I'm
high
just-
school existence.
Yeah, I loved it. Go.
And so I heard nothing, and then I like a week goes by, and I assumed they didn't cast
Right.
me, and then I get a call like 10 a.m. and this is it's a big deal. I get a call 10 a.m. from my manager saying Ben Stiller wants to see you again this afternoon for that part, and I was like, really?
I know. It's like you audition.
I have to study this thing.
And then you're also like, do I wear the same thing?
Right.
I know.
Right.
Then they'll think I have no clothes. Yeah, so
No.
go ahead.
So I went back.
Did you wear the same thing?
Grudgingly. I probably did because
Right.
I probably wanted to try to look like thin
Right.
and look good. I don't
Right.
know. I have no idea. But I did go back in
yeah, because you're so
begrudgingly.
fat. Go.
We can get into back fat.
Oh, you don't
at
even
any time.
fucking know.
I will get into it with you.
All right,
at any time.
fine, go.
And he begrudgingly cast me, and I found that out.
Wait,
I found it
why?
out later because he thought of me only as Marsha Brady.
What?
Like
That's
it had nothing to
crazy.
do with my reading, but he
Right.
was sort of like, she's just not the part. It's
Right.
she's Marsha Brady. We need somebody so he had, and then and I think he had tried to hire somebody else, and Fox rejected her, and that's when I came back in, and then he hired me.
Was he nice to you at that second thing?
He was so nice.
Okay.
I mean, he was so nice, and he's like he's so smart and has all of these great ideas.
Yeah,
like
he has integrity.
He's
All right.
very funny.
So wait, get to the make-out first kiss.
No, at the time he was dating, and it was this sort of tabloidy thing that I remember, Callista Flockhart.
Oh, yeah,
during
yeah.
the Ally McBeal days.
Right.
And I remember him
Chaka.
saying to me, "I've got and I'd just broken up with a guy, and so
And he said,
We were flirty.
Callista is so thin, and I feel like
I need a little more
Right.
meat on my bones." She came to visit the set one day, and I remember it being a scene that was so mortifying for me because I'm with a motorcycle that in the pilot, which is so ridiculous.
Right.
The motorcycle talks, and it's the voice of Owen Wilson. And it's supposed to be it was supposed to be like a Knight Rider meets Star Trek, like
Right,
it was,
right.
and it was ahead of its time. I mean, it really was funny, but Fox didn't pick it up. But I remember she came to set to visit him during a scene where it was just me and the motorcycle. And
did they have a wind machine or anything? She
No,
would have
but
fallen down.
somebody was using the remote control to make the motorcycle move, and I had to be reacting to nothing
Right.
with.
And she's watching you.
Yeah, and that was the scene
Oh.
she came, and I was so uncomfortable. But she only came for like 10 minutes and then
Right.
left.
Okay.
And that really rubbed him the wrong way. And I remember him coming, like we were like doing a scene, and he came backstage and like we were rehearsing something, and he's like, "So tomorrow's the day off. What are you doing tomorrow?" And I said, I don't know. And he's like, "You want to have dinner?" Like
What?
Yeah. So he asked me
Wait,
out.
so you had dinner? Did you kiss that night?
Yeah, we did.
Like tongue? Any tit action?
Probably.
All right. go ahead.
Probably.
All right. So now are you like, oh my God?
Now it was that thing of this felt very sort of flingy and reboundy because he
Right.
had just he was
Right.
sort of
10
done,
minutes ago. Yeah.
and I had just broken up, and it felt really fun, and I sort of felt like it was not going to be anything.
Right.
And I didn't want any of my friends to really. I told a couple
Especially
of my girlfriends,
Megan.
but
she
not.
would have been all over it. Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't want any of like my guy friends to. I didn't want
Yeah.
anybody to think that I like. I
Yeah,
just
of
was. I would try,
course.
and it was very late night booty call-ish
Right.
kind of relationship where
Right.
he would say, "What are you doing later?"
He's got a hot body.
He's got a great body.
Yeah.
Look, it's ridiculous. It's
Right.
intimidating because I can never live up to it.
Oh,
I
shut
can't,
the
and
fuck
I don't
up.
have the discipline for it either,
Who
and I don't care.
cares? Go. You have a hot body. You're
there's
hot.
so-
You are so fucking hot. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so then
Poster on the wall.
you get married.
So then,
How long after?
we got engaged 6 months later? 6 months later. I mean, that's really fast.
Did Anne and Jerry like you?
Yes, and it was great because
Because I loved Anne. I mean, I loved Anne.
I know.
She was the greatest.
I know.
So amazing.
And
The best.
What was it like meeting them and going, oh my God?
I know. Well, I remember we were living in LA at the time, and he was coming here to do a movie, and I had a really good girl, Lori Blackman, who
Yeah,
you know, she
I
was
know
my
Lori
good, right.
Blackman. Yeah.
She was my good girlfriend, and I said to him, I was like, listen, I can come and visit and stay with Lori. Like it was the whole conversation when he was going off to do the movie was, let's keep it loose. This has
Right.
been fun, and like the next day he called
love
me and was
how
like, when are you
guys-
coming?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
when guys are like, hey, let's keep it up.
And what was so great at the time in my life is that I really felt the same. I really didn't care. Like, I felt the same way. I was definitely infatuated with him and enjoying
Didn't
my
he
time
think
with
you
him.
were hilarious?
Yes.
See?
He thought I was hilarious. I think that was what the
Yeah, of course.
when people have asked him what was it like love at first sight, he's like, well, I was really attracted to her sense of humor and her professionalism. I was like, so
Oh, shut the
so I
fuck.
showed
And her
up
ass
on
and
so I
tits.
showed
Go.
up on time because I wasn't his type. He was like
Right.
much more of the exotic,
Yeah.
like
I know.
brunettes and lips and
Right.
That's when guys are trying to hide their, it's
Right, right.
Super
It's-
smart too.
right.
I'm not going to focus on.
He didn't
All right,
want to put it
whatever.
all.
Obvious.
Right. So, when did he say, who said I love you first?
I remember we talk about this because I remember this whole thing of him saying, like, we came to New York and he would say, like, well, it sounds so stupid now, but I remember him saying, I really like M&Ms and I really like the New York Knicks and I really like it was his way of sort of trying to tell me, like, but with you, like, without saying it.
Oh my God.
It was little, like,
That's
cutesy.
So cute.
You're better than M&Ms
Right.
and the Knicks.
I know, and
All right,
that's
so
what I know.
how
he
did he
loved me.
propose?
The craziest. He was doing Meet the Parents in New York, and I was
I've
in
never
LA.
heard of that.
You
Yeah,
never heard
go
of that
ahead.
one?
No.
It was simultaneously happening, which the whole movie is about him trying
Right.
to propose to his
And it's
girlfriend.
sort of the same.
It's kind of the same
because he says, I read that he met your parents, and your father is like, yo, what's up? What do you?
My
Because he
father-
asked your father.
He did.
Yeah.
He asked my. It turns out he was going to propose to me before he did, but my grandfather had died, so we all had to fly back to Pennsylvania,
Right.
and so that's when he met my family for the first time at a
Right.
funeral. By the way, Irish Catholic, open casket.
Yeah. I
the
love that.
whole
Draw it out as much as possible and stare at the
open
dead
casket
body.
of my
Yeah.
grandfather and people coming up to Ben with mass cards asking for his
Right.
autograph. So tacky. Anyway, so he proposed the week later when he was still working in New York. I thought I was on the phone with him. I thought that he was in New York, and he got my friends to take me to a movie. And I was driving home. We had cell phones at that point. We're now fast forwarding into
God, we're
history.
modern.
We've really covered everything.
Fuck Megan. Go ahead.
I'm on the phone with him, and I pull into the driveway thinking he's in New York, and I said, oh, this is so weird. My garage door clicker's not working. I'll call you back. And I go to the front door, and the front door is open, and there's candles and
Oh,
roses.
I'm gonna vomit.
You asked.
This is the nicest robbery ever.
Was there a rabbi at the wedding?
No. No.
That's fine.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
It was a neither. Listen, I
No
grew up
religion?
Catholic. No, there was.
What are the
we
kids?
did reading.
All right.
The kids are not Jewish. The kids are not getting bar and bat mitzvahed. The kids are. Ben is like he's not super into organized religion.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more connected to my Catholicism, but
he is to his Judaism.
Yes, but we're more into spirituality,
That's
and so
good.
we did a mix.
So you don't even do Hanukkah or anything?
We do it all.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
Anne and Jerry did. We did
Right,
every.
I know. That's so sweet.
Even though Anne converted, Ben grew
know.
up having a Christmas tree and doing
right.
Christmas, and so it's a mixed bag
little
at this point.
Hanukkah ornaments on it.
Yes, exactly. Some dreidels.
Okay, so unfortunately, we have to wrap up soon, but I have many questions, and you have to come back so I can finish this interview.
I will.
But
you
this
made
is
this
part
so
one.
easy.
It's so fun. This is so part one. But
This is so boring to most
it
people.
isn't.
though.
I find
All
you
right.
fascinating. And it's like, not because you're married to him. It's
Right.
because you're so fucking talented.
Oh,
you
my
are
God.
You
Yeah.
really are. And you play so many different characters, and you're fucking hilarious. Anyway.
I love
So, here's the deal.
Yeah.
You're now married to Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you have to be like the wife of Ben Stiller? I mean, because you're a good mom. You're a
Right.
very attentive mom.
Right.
And I think you like that.
Yes.
And it's not about putting your career on hold. It's more about I want to be.
Yes. I mean,
Right.
I struggled at the very beginning, for sure, because I felt like I had a career of my own.
Right. I always think of you like that.
And then I met him, and we did Zoolander together, and
Right.
then we did a couple
so
things
you've been
together.
he's cast you in things?
But not that much.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
It seems like more than it is. Like when you look. I mean,
Well, you got to take care of the kids.
and
anyway.
but Zoolander was before the kids. We'd just gotten married, and I remember that, like, people think, and I've read comments online like nepotism, and she sucks
oh,
ass,
shut
and
the
she
fuck you fuckhead.
and the reality was
Those are some of the biggest fans.
I know.
But he offered that part to like 3 or 4 different actresses who said no because they wanted too much money. And I remember at the time, because the producer Scott Rudin,
and then you're going to bed with him like I love you, I love you. I
no,
love you.
but here's the weird thing was during Meet the Parents, and that's what I forgot to say. During Meet the Parents, I auditioned for the part. During, like, we hadn't gotten engaged yet, or we might have just got, and I auditioned and didn't get it, and it was that weird thing of like,
I know you.
I don't
the
want to
business-
audition for jobs that, even though I'm right for movies that you're in, I have to make a boundary for myself and
Right.
not put myself in that position, because
Right.
I don't want to resent Jay Roach. I don't want to resent Terry Polo.
Yeah.
I want to be able to visit you on the set and not feel jealous and not feel
That's good.
like a
You're
loser.
you learned a lot in
great.
that cast.
So with Zoolander, even though I was right for the part, I said we're not going down that road, and it got offered to like Sarah Jessica Parker and Kate Hudson and all, like the sort of
Type.
movie star types, and they all, I think, wanted more money than they were willing to pay. And I remember the day that he called me and said, Scott Rudin, the producer, said, "What about Christine?" And I was like, "Here's the deal. I'm just not going in for Paramount and doing a song and dance. Like, if I'll do it. I'd love to do
but
it.
I'm not gonna fucking be.
And I got paid very little, and I had the best time. But the hardest part after that was having everybody assume that I'm just working because of, you know what I mean? A lot of industry people.
Now
And
all of our 10 listeners are going to know.
that my whole trajectory.
But it's true. You're so.
We're up to 20 now.
Shut up. Now, here's the deal. Oh, fuck. I just want to talk to you forever. All right. So, can we do an episode where we're watching the Brady Bunch and we just have the thing on?
Absolutely.
All right.
I think what is it when you talk
Simulcast.
during a movie?
Simulcast. Yeah, we'll do the Mystery Science Theater
With
3000.
like the director's cut has.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I want to know what it's like having kids and being married to Ben and having to fucking shield them from all this bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the trickiest part, because, I mean, here's...
But you're really good at it.
Yes, we don't now. First of all, when the kids were little, I mean, almost everything Ben was involved in was not. I mean, nobody even, the kids didn't even know until Night at the Museum came out, and they were in preschool. Like, Ella was in preschool.
By the way, Night at the Museum, can I say something?
Yeah.
When the Geek Squad comes to set up your TV and sound system, that is the DVD they use to make sure all the speakers are working. I swear to God.
That
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Because of
all the animal noises.
That is
All right,
great.
go.
No, the kids had no real understanding of it until that came out, and that's when their friends would say, "Oh, your dad's the one with the monkey, and the monkey peed on him." And and so
like, what?
It was, and I think really right off the bat, Ella, who was like 5 at the time, got like it was so jarring for her. She didn't want anything.
Right.
She wanted him to be her dad.
Right.
Had no interest. We showed her that movie, but I mean, she's even now she's 13. She's not seen she has no interest really.
That's
in
what's
seeing
so great.
Everything.
Like Henry doesn't.
You give Henry such a hard time for not seeing.
Not seeing. He
Right.
purposely, like I'm in a play,
Right,
and he's
right.
And I'll say, "Can you take the garbage out?" No, I had to go see that play. I'm like, "Fuck you! It's not a chore." That's what I'm talking about.
I know.
But I really don't care if
Right.
they don't see it. I
Right.
want to be their mom.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think it's a healthy thing. I think Quinn's a little bit more Quinn's more enamored with the
Right.
Vince
Well,
Vaughn
he's probably
and
got
Owen
it in,
Wilson.
yeah, but he's got it in him.
Yes.
You know, you got
Yes.
this. Look at Ben's parents.
Yes.
You know, it's
no,
in the
definitely,
genetics.
definitely.
Okay.
But it is a fine line of how
So
not even
what
just with that.
pisses
but-
you off the most about going out to dinner or whatever? What being the
I feel like people. Here's the thing. I didn't grow up in show business. I grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
what? Really? We got to talk about that.
I loved movies. I loved television shows, and I remember the first time we came to LA with my brother, and we saw Johnny Depp at Hugo's on Santa Monica. Obviously, this was before cell phones, but there was no desire. Like nothing in me said I got to go up to him,
Right.
and interrupt him and shake his
Right,
hand or tell him how much I love him. And I just don't understand. It was enough for us to be able to go back and say, "Oh my God, we saw Johnny Depp.
Right,
that was the
right.
coolest thing." Nowadays, with phones and selfies and
But
pictures,
it's also that people think, like when I get off stage,
Yeah.
not that I'm anywhere near but I get off stage and I want to go in a room. I want to take notes on my set.
Right.
I want to relax. I want to think about other bits. But instead, it's like, "Oh my God, you know what? I saw you," and it's like I get the Jews, so
Right.
and the gays, and I love them, and
I know.
So,
That makes more sense, though, coming to you right after a show.
well,
than
right,
coming
but
to
it's
you.
also
Right.
when you're a comic, I
Right.
also feel like they think they know.
you've let them
Yeah,
in. And
So you're
but I
in.
think that's also true for Ben, because
Right.
I think I don't think after Meet the Parents people were going up to De Niro and patting him on the
Right.
back and hugging him. Like Ben he's represents the everyman in those movies.
What's
I
the
waited
word?
on Jerry once.
You did?
Yes, I did, at David Burke. And I just said to him as he was leaving, "Love your work." And he goes, "Thank you."
But you know what's so? This is what's kill me now moment for me.
Yeah.
I'm at the JCC swimming with Henry, I think,
Yeah.
or Ben, and I'm in the pool, and Jerry's there because he always goes swimming.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, Jerry, this is my son Henry," and he says, "How you doing? I'm Ben Stiller's dad." And I'm like, "No, you're more."
You're Jerry,
yeah,
right.
And that's why I wrote that article for CNN about Anne, because it's like,
Yeah, and he's so proud of Ben.
I know,
too.
it's so beautiful.
By the way, the JCC was the first. We took the kids there when they were really little to swim with Jerry.
Yeah.
When we were still living in LA but
Right.
visiting, and Jerry was the mayor of the place.
oh, he's the mayor.
They have the bathing caps on and the whole thing. And I remember going back to take the kids to change, and Jerry did not pull the curtain.
Oh yeah. There's many
got to
stories.
see-
There's many stories
Far
of
too
Jerry.
much of my
of
father-in-law's
Jerry without the trunks.
junk. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. So we have to
I
stop.
don't give a shit.
But we can't stop without. So the intrusion is what pisses you off the most.
In that. I mean, I
Right.
get very protective. Anne because Jerry was always very wave to the crowd, and shake the hand,
Because
be
it wasn't
friend.
like that when he was,
Yeah. No.
And now it's so invasive and fucked up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. But I mean, Ben is very good about it. I think I get a little bit more sort of mama
Right.
bear
Well, he
protecting
grew up
the
around
down.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
But he does have his boundary. Like he won't do pictures when we're with the kids
Right.
because he remembers Jerry
Yeah, I
stopping
just
to do
saw
that.
who was walking around. Mark Ruffalo lives
Yeah.
in the neighborhood, so I see him walking with his kids. I want to go, hey,
Right.
But I'm like, he's with his kids. I
Right.
don't want to bother him.
Right. Well, we're normal people.
Right.
Most aren't.
Oh, I'm not in the we're normal people thing.
We're meaning
all right.
you and
Hey.
me. Like I wouldn't stop and say hi.
Because
to
there
a
are some
celebrity with their kids.
celebrities that
if you have to, if you everything in you just I gotta say something, then just keep walking and be like, love your work.
Right.
That's the best part.
That is
like,
a good
or
way.
so, I always say
That's
thank you.
so nice. I know.
I just say thank
then
you so much.
It actually
makes you
means
feel
something
good.
too.
Right.
Right.
It's
But
like,
they're not taking it
right.
selfishly
And in
to
passing,
themselves.
just saying thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's meaningful.
All right.
I blame Us Weekly.
Oh, all of those.
Okay, whatever.
They're just
Question. We ask everyone.
Yes.
You're not on any antidepressants.
No. I knew it. I was going to tell you and not to ask me.
Oh, sorry. I
Life's
took that.
so boring.
Like nothing ever? Have you ever been on anything?
Thank you.
No. I mean, I've fiddled with fun, like.
Oh God.
I've never no antidepressants.
Marijuana.
I've definitely.
I smoke
Have
a
you
lot of
smoked
weed.
pot?
But I hated it. I
Why?
really pot was never my thing. I liked like painkillers and things like
Nice.
that.
Oh, I have some.
I love that's right up my alley.
Like
that,
Vicodin?
Yeah. Oh, totally. That was
With a glass of red wine. Do you like wine?
I don't love
you don't
wine.
drink anything?
Not really.
Oh my God.
I'm not that goody two shoes. It's just
That's not what Megan
nothing
said.
tastes great. That's why I liked the
That's
pills,
like
and I
my wife.
couldn't.
Yeah, the pills are good.
But the pills are you get a little too hooked
So
on those.
nothing. So do you ever get anxious or OCD-ish? This is such a non-Jewish,
I know.
non-inbred.
I know. I really don't have a lot of that. I really don't.
You
I
have
have
no
to be
mental
honest.
illness.
But I have a good balance. I mean,
But you have a threshold for people with mental
We
illness.
need people like this so that we know what types of medication to take to match it. You know what I mean?
Like you've never
And I'm
woken
not
up
I
crying
swear to
or
God.
with a pit in your stomach and
I
I'm worthless.
I don't have. I mean, feeling I'm worthless, I think happens, but it's not anxiety
like-
based.
Or constant.
It's not
Never,
constant.
no ever thoughts of suicide or anything.
Never. And I'm also, listen, I do believe in God. Like I have a faith. And I have a
I have faith.
spirituality. I pray. I turn things
Do you
over.
pray every day?
I probably not every day.
Do
I'm
you
not that
read
great.
out of a Bible or do you pray?
No, I don't read out of a Bible,
All right,
and
right.
I don't go to church. My
Right.
mom goes to church every day, but I think what was instilled in me was this sort of like there's something greater out there,
Right.
and you have to sort
And
of
there's
let it
a
go.
sense of community too. That's the other
Sense
thing.
of community, and I don't. It's
We're all connected.
Yeah, it's tricky though because I do think there are those times,
Yeah.
where it's. Like, why can't something good happen? Like, what? Like, I
Okay.
get very martyrish.
No,
I get very martyrish.
No, you're not allowed to say why can't something good happen.
No, but-
when I have one fucking bathroom,
I
have
get
one
it.
bathroom.
I get that. I just mean like I am very much like a slave to my kids right now.
Right.
And like we talked about, like when you,
Yeah.
you have a fun job, and it's like, why couldn't that just get picked up? Like I
I
kind
know.
of deserve
I
it
just,
now.
All I always
kinda
say is
deserve-
just one thing.
One thing.
So I don't have to think so much. So I can be my, and come home and not worry. I'm
Right.
always worried.
Right.
Like,
Right.
oh my God, what's my next job going to be? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
All right, we have
See,
to.
they
right,
are
we're
just
done.
like us.
we'll do a part 2.
All right, so
Definitely.
you promise part 2. It's
now
on
I
the
feel
air.
now I'm like now I get it.
See?
It's so much
Don't you
easier.
see? Isn't
Yes.
it a fun podcast?
Yes, I would just love to let's just keep going
think
back
Ben
to
would come on?
Allentown. Sure.
Really?
Yeah. Of course.
You should come on together.
Oh, would you come on together?
If you would want to do
The
that.
Gaffigans are coming on together.
They are?
Yes.
You're doing
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's
Everyone
doing it?
picking
No,
their
that would
nose
be
and
fun.
chewing it. Yeah,
We
I would
have
love
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Christine Joan Mary Taylor Stiller. I have to say,
love
you are
you.
one of my favorite people.
I love
and
you.
when I saw you at the Project ALS, and I had to go up there and do the fucking auction like I always do, I'm like a fucking. Well, we'll get Judy to do it, and I'm like, you cheap fucks. How much do you spend on your fucking hair color? And the only one laughing is Christine.
And I couldn't find you afterwards. That bummed
I
me
know.
out.
It's
So I was-
a lot of people have a hard time finding me.
Well.
Because I'm only fucking 12 feet tall. Anyway,
I think you
Thank
wanted
you.
to journal about your set after that.
oh, shut up.
You wanted your private
I do. I have
time.
my little notebook.
I
Thank you
love
for
you.
being here. I
Thank
love
you.
you. Are we having coffee or anything, or do you have to go
No,
with the kids?
we've got time.
All right.
I've got an hour.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on Kill Me Now.
I never really got to talk about those
Hey,
things.
shut up.
Next time.
We will talk about
All
because
right.
there's. You know what? Whatever pisses you off.
Yeah.
doesn't really piss you off because you're on no medication. Okay? Okay?
The next episode will be you proving
what
wrong.
I want to talk.
I said to Ben last night, I was like, I should think of some things that upset. He's like, are you kidding? What doesn't piss? Like, I am so annoyed by most things in
All right.
life.
So next episode is we're starting with everything that's annoying, and then we're going to do a little Brady Bunch.
All right. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
All right.
Commentary.
Good. Commentary.
Good.
Thank you, Christine,
Thank
Joan.
you.
We'll have to do it at
Mary,
your apartment
Taylor.
or something.
She's not seeing my apartment.
Or
We're going to her apartment.
her apartment. Whatever.
Laura, my co-host, Laura, thank you for being here and doing everything.
You guys are the best.
you are the best.
You're the best.
You are.
You both
now
are.
you.
Oh,
Infinity! Infinity!
Oh, she won.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're the
All
best.
right. So long!
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.